Dear friends, first of all, I would request you all to subscribe this channel, push the bell icon button for subscribing it, so that whatever lectures or talks we are giving on this channel on different topics, they will reach you. You will be informed about them automatically, and we won't have to give information. This will save our time, as well as it will be easy for you to choose any lecture of your choice and hear it. So today we are starting the second part of our talk on Vedas. The first part, it covered the authorship, the question of the authorship of the Vedas, whether the Vedas were written by God or by some human beings or seers. Now the second part, which is most important, are the Vedas religious books? Because what is the relationship of Vedas and the religion? So everybody says that Vedas are the religious books of Hindus, just like the Bible is the religious book of Christians, Quran is the religious book of Muslims. So are really Vedas the religious book of Hindus? Or what is the relationship of religion with the Veda? Because so far as my studies are concerned, I didn't find any mention of the religion, name of the religion mentioned in the Veda. But why the people are saying so? Since the time we have been introduced to the West, the Western thinkers or the Western scholarship started studying Indian philosophy and Vedas. So many Indian terms have been translated into English and other languages of the world. But those translations, those interpretations of these Indian terms have totally changed their meaning. Just like the religion is one of the words, similarly the word, they are using sacrifice for yajna. There is no relationship of sacrifice and yajna, because they have lack of vocabulary, and that short vocabulary of the West or other languages of the world, they cannot translate all the meanings of the Vedic words. Vedas have a vast vocabulary, and its intended sense is a different one. The intended sense of the Vedic vocabulary, sometimes it cannot be translated by words, Indian languages, words in Hindi and other languages. So it is very difficult to translate the Vedic words into the other languages of the world. Similarly, this religion, the word religion has been used more often than not, and it is said that in fact we must understand what is the meaning of religion. Religion means some sect, some mazhab, a particular community, or it is used almost in communal sense. But parallel to the religion, the word in Veda or in India, in Sanskrit is dharma. So dharma is often translated as religion, but dharma has a different connotation and the religion has a different connotation. You know, Bible and Quran can be the religious books, but Veda cannot be the religious book. Veda can be the dharmic book, but there is a lot of difference between dharma and Veda. There ensued a long debate in the West, and it was declared by so many thinkers there that religion and science cannot go together. In fact, our religion deals mostly with dogmas, where there is no place for argument, reasoning, or verification of the facts. But on the other hand, there is a science which verifies, which has some tools of verifications, and science wants to verify the facts on its own tools. That is a separate issue, whether those tools are perfect one, or through those tools everything can be verified or not, that's a different point of discussion. But the verification, science needs verification, and the religion, they don't need any verification. So most of time we see fundamentalism in our religion. That is why the science and religion cannot go together, they are poles apart. But so far as the dharma is concerned, dharma, the term dharma, it can very well go with the science. And what is the meaning of dharma? The first lawgiver of humankind, Manu, he has defined dharma. He says, Dhriti, Kshama, Damo, Asteyam, Shaucham, Indriya Nigraha, Dhir, Vidya, Satyam, Akrodho, Dashkam, Dharma Lakshanam. He says that Dhriti, just to have patience, just to observe patience, Kshama, to forgive the people, Damaha means just to withdraw your mind from outer world, outside objects. Similarly, Indriya Nigraha, withdrawal of the sense organs from outside world. Vidya, Vidya means just to gain knowledge. Shaucha, purity, purity of mind, purity of soul, purity of intellect. Because there is need to purify all these things, and there are tools in the Vedas how to purify mind, how to purify soul, how just like we purify body with the water by taking bath. Similarly, the mind can also be purified by urge for the truth. The Upanishad says, the Manu says, the great Manu says that Manah satyena shuddhyati, mind can be purified when we have urge for the truth, when we try to seek truth, and when we start accepting truth, your mind will be purified, or it will become purged of all mind, all bad elements. It will be cleaned of all bad elements. Similarly, intelligence can also be purified. So this vidya, vidya means the knowledge, shaucha, purification of body, mind, everything, and akrodha, just to keep calm, not to be angry, all these things. Asteya, non-stealing, these are the characteristics of the dharma. So dharma, in nutshell I can say that dharma is the set of moral and ethical values, and the urge for gaining more and more knowledge, that is dharma. So dharma, and further our seer says, ahimsa paramo dharma, non-violence is the highest dharma. Similar, paropakaraha dharma, paropakar means helping others is also the dharma. So these definitions of dharma have been given, and it is said that dharanat dharma prahu. Why the dharma is so called? Because it sustains the life. It sustains the human life as well as the universe. All the laws that sustain the universe, they are known as a dharma. Similarly, all those values that sustains the human life, they are known as a dharma. Because if the humanity from human being goes out, he no longer remains a human being. He is as better as an animal. So it is sad. Humanity, the human values, they are known as dharma. So dharma is quite different from the term religion. Dharma has no space for any dogmatic ideas or any sect or communal ideas or anything. Dharma is a secular word that means moral and ethical values as well as knowledge. So Veda is the book of Dharma. Veda is not the book of religion, because nowhere in the Veda we find a mention of any religion, any caste, any creed, any race, any region. Veda is free from all these confinements made by human beings, because Veda is the knowledge of creation. Veda is the knowledge, authorship. Veda has the authorship of God. It is the God's creation. Knowledge is the prerogative of God, and it's the property of God, so that property of God has no place for whatsoever being constructed by human beings or framed by human beings. So Veda is a dharmic book, a book dealing with dharma. That is why more often than not it is said in Indian tradition, Vedo Akhilo Dharma Moolam. Veda is the source of all knowledge, moral and ethical values, duties, Rita and Satya. Veda is the source. In fact, Veda is not only the source of dharma, sometimes dharma and Veda, the term Veda and dharma have become synonymous. It's a synonymous terms, and we have seen and we have known it from a great scholar Yaska. Yaska is a great scholar, Vedic scholar, ancient Vedic scholar, and he says, Sakshata Krita Dharmanaha Rishayo Bhavu. There were born rishis or seers on this land who visualized, who internalized, who realized the dharma. Dharma means those laws of creation, that knowledge of creation. They realized that knowledge of creation, and that realized knowledge of creation is known as dharma. Sakshata krita dharmanaha rishayo bhavu. So dharma and Veda, they are synonymous terms. Similarly, while defining the purpose of dharma, another great scholar, ancient scholar, Kanada, he is the last scholar in the tradition of Vaisheshik Darshan. Vaisheshik Darshan is a book of physics, you can say, book of physics, ancient physics. Kanada says, Yato abhyudaya nisreya siddhi sadharmaha. Dharma is which gives you, which uplifts your life in the society, which advances your life in the human society, and which help you attain emancipation. Nisriyas siddhi. Abhyudaya means social upliftment, advancement in social life, elevation in social life. That is abhyudaya. And nisriyas, the personal life, attainment of moksha, that is your personal thing. Everybody, you can't help. Everybody if you do one thing and with your efforts, everybody cannot be benefited in the matter of moksha. But in the matter of society, if you are doing some good thing, so everybody will be benefited. That is known as abhyudaya. So far in your social life, the progress in your social life as well as in your individual life is caused by dharma. Dharma is the source of your progress, both of your lives. So abhyudaya and nisrayas. It is through dharma you can achieve both the goals. So this Veda, and not only Yaska, not only Yaska or Kanada, another ancient seer, the seer of Mimamsa philosophy, Jaimini, he starts his book with the aphorism, Athato dharma jijnasa. Now, we have the curiosity to know about dharma. What is dharma? And he explains dharma. Chodana lakshno artho dharmaha. Next aphorism he says, Chodana lakshano artho dharma. The first word he has used is chodana. Chodana means, a chodana word has formed of chuda prerane, root. Chuda prerane means to inspire. Chodana means Veda, because this Vedic knowledge is the inspired knowledge. So it is known as Chodana. So the inspired knowledge. The Lakshanik meaning of this inspired knowledge is Dharma. So what is Lakshanik meaning? Lakshanik means allegorical meaning. The meaning that you derive directly, or a direct meaning or literal meaning, is not Veda cannot, the aphorism, through this aphorism, Jaimini wants to say that you cannot translate Vedas literally. If you have a literal translation of the Veda, that is not Dharma, because that is not expressing the real intended sense of the Veda. So Lakshanik, Chodana, Lakshano, Artho, Dharma. The Lakshanik meaning of the Veda is Dharma. Whatever Lakshanik means allegorical meaning. What comes out through Lakshana, allegory, that is the Lakshanik meaning of the Dharma. And in modern times, in the 19th century, we have a great Vedic scholar in this country named as Swami Dayananda Saraswati. He did the Lakshanik meaning of the Vedas. He was the first scholar who did the Lakshanik, allegorical meaning of the Veda, and through that Lakshanik meaning, that Lakshanik meaning is the real meaning of the Veda. And in Brahmana Granthas also we find Prokshipriya iva hi devaha pratyaksha dvishaha, means the scholars or the seers, they always, whatever they said, that was said indirectly, not directly. Pratyaksha dvishaha, they were the enemies of saying something in direct terms. So whatever they said it indirectly. Indirectly means allegorically. That allegorical meaning is the actual meaning of the Veda. And the scholars, the so-called scholars, who are trying to do the literal translation of the Vedas, they are the pseudo-scholars. Even they are doing this work against the very spirit of the Veda. So Vedas are Dharma and Dharma is Veda. So here, in the context, Indian context, in the context of Dharma, Dharma and science can go together, whereas religion and science cannot go together, but Dharma and science can go together. Dharma creates no hindrance to the science. In fact, science needs Dharma for its development. Dharma means right understanding, the knowledge. This Indian culture has been a knowledge-dominant culture, Jnana-pradhana Sanskriti. We were a Jnana-pradhana, knowledge-dominant culture. Vedic culture was a knowledge-dominant culture. And if you don't have the right knowledge, you cannot do the right science. In Sanskrit text, Jnana and Vijnana, both these terms have been used frequently. And says Jnanam cha, Vijnanam cha. First the word comes Jnana, then comes Vijnana. Because when you have the right knowledge of a thing, then only you can do a right science. And I would say that science without Dharma is blind. Today we see that today the modern world is made up of religions. There's religions are dominating this whole scenario. They are creating conflicts, wars and fights. And the science is helping them by giving them such a type of weapons. These weapons, the Yasak says, the knowledge cannot be given to the persons who don't deserve for it. In ancient times, when somebody goes to the seers to gain knowledge, he used to tell them, go and do penance, go and do tapaha, and they used to verify whether that person was eligible to gain that knowledge or not. The knowledge was always imparted to the eligible person, and now in this materialistic world, in this commercial system, the whole knowledge of the people has been given to the idiots. They are fighting the wars. They are all bent upon eliminating the humanity from this globe. They are creating disturbances so that science without dharma is blind. Because science, if you don't have the moral, ethical values or right knowledge system, a scientist won't be able to do or won't be able to know whether he is doing it right or whether he is doing wrong while developing such technology. Now the environmental hazard is there, pollution is there, ozone layer is depleting. So whatever technology was developed, that was developed unmindful of its consequences. So the knowledge, the dharma is the first thing. If you have a dharma, if you are being guided by the dharma, then you can do the right science. So the Vedas, they are the dharmic pustak ho sakta hai. They can be the book of dharma, but not the religious books. So I think this today's talk must have given some clarity about the Vedas. In next lectures, we will elucidate more other aspects of the Vedas, and this series will continue, and we will try to make home or make you understand the real essence of the Vedas and the Vedic knowledge system. And I would again request all our friends just to subscribe this channel by pushing the bell icon button so that all these lectures may automatically comes to you, or you may get information of these lectures. Thank you.